Nick Pierce joins us now to talk more about this matchup against Coastal Carolina. Saw the forecast, said, you know what, I'm not going to be outside today. I'll come by the studio. Thanks for coming by, Nick.
Yeah, you guys don't pay me enough for that.
That is for sure. All right, let's talk about this offense for Coastal Carolina. The best offense, you think, in the Big South, and some dangerous weapons, especially at the quarterback position.
No doubt about it, and they have balance as well.
Yeah.
We'll talk about here in just a minute. But Alex Ross, I mean, what a stud. A guy that's up for the Walter Payton Award, Big South Preseason Player of the Year, 7th in the country in total offense. He can hurt you in a variety of ways, running, throwing, averages nearly 5 yards per carry, and also has 6 rushing touchdowns this year. He and Josh Woodrum really cut from the same cloth as far as that goes. Coastal has only allowed 11 sacks this year as well, so it's not just a credit to their offensive line, but his ability to escape pressure out there with his legs. But then that balance we talk about, D'Angelo Henderson, the running back, he's a guy that replaced Lorenzo Taliaferro that they lost to the NFL draft. They call him Hop, and he's got a little hop in his step down there.
They never called Lorenzo Taliaferro Hop.
No doubt about that. But 1,200 yards rushing, 17 touchdowns. He has definitely exceeded the expectations of Joe Moglia and that coaching staff down there. And you're looking at a Liberty rushing defense that's allowed 359 yards last week to Charleston Southern, albeit an option attack, but they've definitely got to make some improvements this week.
So Coastal Carolina may have the best offensive player in the league with Alex Ross. On defense, they might have the best player, preseason defensive player of the year, Quinn Backus at linebacker. I mean, this is a guy who leads the conference in tackles. What does Liberty have to do to try to have some success against him?
Yeah, it's not really fair, is it? I mean, who gave Coastal all the great players? No, it's Quinn Backus, the senior Mike linebacker. You mentioned it, leads the conference in tackles. And also he has 5 forced fumbles this year as well. That's tied for the most in Big South Conference history. A couple of interceptions, and usually when he's forcing turnovers, that leads to points for Coastal Carolina. Now, also a guy in the back end that you're going to want to keep your eyes on, number 6, defensive back Pernell Williams, and he has 6 career interceptions, 4 of them this year. Stephon Masha, we saw him throw 3 picks last week. If he's the guy this week, he's got to take care of the football. But also, real quickly, one guy in the return game, as far as special teams that can hurt the Flames, Devin Brown, kick returner, had a 99-yard kick return for a touchdown against North Carolina A&T earlier this year that bailed the Chanticleers out in a game there. They escaped with a 1-point win. Real
quick, I know this isn't talking about Coastal Carolina specifically. Who do you expect to see under center for the Flames this Saturday?
That's a tough one. I would like to think that Josh Woodrum's going to be healthy, just, being around him a little bit. It seems like that he's optimistic that he's going to be able to go out there. But if not, Stephon Masha can definitely bring some things to the table, and it helps that he's got a game under his belt now.
Either way, Liberty will have their hands full. Coastal Carolina 4-1 all-time at home against Liberty. Nick, we appreciate your time.
No doubt. Thanks, guys.